All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another market analysis. Today is June 5th, I believe. Wow, so time is flying by, but we're going to go over what I see playing out here in the market, as well as going over some previous setups that we talked about in the last video, as well as some other things I posted inside of the Pro Discord. So first of all, we've been crushing. If we actually go into the Pro Discord real quick, I want to show you guys, what we've been doing in there for those that, aren't inside, right? So we've been posting analysis every single day, some higher time frame ideas, even some short ideas that have been playing out pretty nicely as well. Posting other altcoins as well. So we're not just focused on Bitcoin and ETH. We also post altcoin setups as well. And this is a setup I want to go over today in this market analysis, which I posted a few days ago. I posted this a couple of days ago. Actually, I think even before that, right? So around 3 days ago, I saw that we were at a key level. We were playing this parallel channel, and I wanted to see a break of structure to the upside with displacement, right, for a confirmed bias flip, and then look to long on retraces, right? And that played out exactly as expected, right? As you can see, we broke out with a break of structure with a bias flip to the upside, and I was planning on longing that golden pocket. Which we did, right here. I said, okay, I'm trying a whiff long here, and it's been going pretty well, right? So if you load up the whiff chart, let me show you guys, where we got in. So again, right, on the 2 hour time frame, on whiff, I saw that we were at this key level. Now, this is how I trade, guys. Not everyone's going to trade this way, but I do trade mainly horizontal levels, right? Horizontal zones. Actually, I believe it was on a 3 hour time frame. Right, so we're at a three hour time frame, and you can clearly see, the price history at this level, right? Access support, resistance, support, and I'm not making this up, and I'm not drawing these levels manually. I'm just looking at the chart. So again, last long we got into is right around here, right? Sold it as soon as we swept this high, and then I got into another long right here, right? Using the same strategy over and over again. Right, so trading is supposed to be boring, guys. It's not supposed to be, super fun and exciting. You're literally just following your rules, right? So again, as soon as price, failed this level, right? As soon as price failed this level, with this bearish fair value gap below this level, I immediately was waiting for a reclaim. Right, I was immediately waiting for a reclaim, right? Breaking structure to the upside, inverting this bearish fair value gap. Right, inverting this bearish candle, which we did here with this bullish fair value gap. And now you can look for a retrace into your point of interest, which is going to be that easy algo support zone, of course, with your key fib confluence right at that golden pocket. And that was our entry. You can even go down to a 1 hour time frame like I did, wait for some more confluence. All right, on a 1 hour time frame, I saw a few different things, right? First of all, I saw this falling wedge pattern, which I've talked about before. Right, I saw this falling wedge pattern where we are in a slight downtrend on a lower time frame. But you can clearly see the bulls are trying to keep price up at this key level because we're not seeing a strong move down with displacement creating fair value gaps. We see a very corrective pullback, right? A very corrective pullback into our entry, right? So there's two types of pullbacks, right? Two main types. There is a corrective pullback, right? Corrective pullback, which is what you want to see if you want to be longing in this scenario. And there's an aggressive pullback, right? There's another pullback called a sweeping pullback, which I would also consider a corrective pullback, right? So a corrective pullback is what you want to see. It's a small pullback to your point of interest. There's not a ton of selling pressure coming down to your key level, right? An aggressive pullback would be if we saw like 1 or 2 huge bearish candles right into this level, right? That would tell me, longs are not valid because we would have inverted these previous bullish fair value gaps, telling me that longs are now risk on. But because we saw a corrective pullback into our point of interest and all the other confluences were hit, I entered the trade, made the trade risk-free, and I believe we're up, at peak we were up 100% on 10x, right? So let me see. At peak we were up over 100% on 10x, probably around 80% right now. So, that just goes to show, all right, so we are up, a little under 70 at the moment, but we're still holding this trade, right? We want to let our thesis play out. This is something else I was telling you guys about, not selling too soon, right? This trade is still valid. Yes, it's risk-free at the moment. And I actually did take a small TP here, but I really want to see this ride out, right? Until we tag these highs, or at least somewhere around here, right? This area of consolidation here. Oh, let me see. Somewhere around here, right? Well, that's where I'll take a majority and leave the rest to ride. But you always want to make sure that your thesis actually plays out, that you're not taking profits too quickly, which is just as detrimental as, not taking profits at all, right? Because it's all about risk to reward, right? And the strategy that you're using. So that is kind of my analysis on WIF here. Again, called all of this inside the Pro Discord. So if you don't have access, click the first link in the description below to get access to the easy algo trading indicators, completely remove all of your TA, as well as to get my setups and analysis every single day, as well as a ton of other setups and signals from other pro analysts. Literally doesn't make sense why you're not in the Pro Discord if you're not, especially for the price that we have on it. It doesn't really make sense for us to even have it at the price we have it at, because there's so much value. But again, I want to see all of you guys in there, because this is where a lot of the magic happens, right? But you can still learn from these videos as well. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin now, right? Now, same thing on Bitcoin. We longed right around here, and I'm still holding a majority of this long, right? We longed around here the other day, right? And we're still holding. And I said I want to see liquidity get taken out at around 72K, right? Above these highs, or somewhere around here. That is going to be my final TP for this long before leaving like a runner, right? And you can see we're approaching this 4-hour horizontal resistance zone, 8-hour as well. This is the very key resistance zone, in my opinion. And so this is where I want to see price tag, because there is a ton of liquidity, at the 72 to 73K level. And I've been saying that all the way at the bottom here. I said, I want to see 72 to 74K tagged, regardless of whether we continue to trade in the range, right? You have to assume it's going to trade as a range until it's not. But, right, with a super strong displacement to the upside, sweeping these lows, right, deviating below and reclaiming this range, your next thought should be immediately that we're going to see the range highs, right? Because that is how a range works, right? You'll notice every time you hit the range highs, you go back down to the range lows, and vice versa, up until you see a clear breakout. Now, does that mean there cannot be other trades near the mid-range? Obviously, yes, but if we're looking at a higher time frame, what to expect, you shouldn't be looking at the 60K level until these highs are taken out, because that is just how a range works, all right? But let's go to a lower time frame here. All right, now on a lower time frame, even though we're already long, I'm looking to take another scalp long here pretty soon, right? If my confluences are met, right? If our confluences are met, I'm looking to take a scalp long here on Bitcoin as well, right? So I can see we have these lows here and also the golden pocket really from like this swing low. So this is actually on a lower time frame, like a 15-minute time frame, right? The golden pocket from this swing low to this swing high. Let me see, to this swing high right here. You can see the golden pocket overlaps this liquidity level beautifully, right? And we also have a 30-minute support zone here with decent price history as well. So I'd be looking for price to sweep this low. I'd be looking for price to sweep this low, right? I'll move this out the way. To sweep this low and then reclaim, and the reclaim would be your long trigger to get into a scalp long here, right? And also you can see we've swept liquidity multiple times, like a nice little 3 drive here. So I do want to see some sort of retracement in the short term. Granted, Bitcoin's looking strong, but again, I don't want to just FOMO long here. I want to wait until we have, a clean retrace coming into that liquidity point, retesting some highs here with the golden pocket confluence. And then as we reclaim that level, I will look to take a long position. Also maybe see the oscillator in the oversold zone, maybe see some bullish divergences, right? Something like that would be more confluence as well. But again, guys, I'm still sticking with my thesis that we're going to see higher before lower. And you can clearly see that playing out. I mean, even Bitcoin is showing tremendous strength. We're not really getting many major pullbacks here, even though we are at a pretty key resistance zone, telling me that price wants to see higher prices. Now we do have some bearish divergences here on a higher time frame as well, which is something to watch for, right? So this is why I say you can't blindly long. Wait for that retrace, even in an uptrend, right? It's always going to be your best bet to wait for some sort of retrace, right? I'm not going to cover Ethereum. Like I said, Ethereum, it just looks like accumulation. Really nothing going on. Very difficult to trade this right now. Your best bet is just looking for longs down here and probably shorts around here, right? So nothing really there for Ethereum. But again, you know, that is what I'm looking at for today. And also another idea I have is I can see us doing something like breaking all-time highs, right? Breaking all-time highs. And then immediately swing failing and going back down to the range lows if we, you know, fail this level and come back into this range. You know, it's something else I am watching for, right? Because you need to have multiple ideas that you're ready to watch for and ready to execute on. And always remember, it doesn't matter how many ideas you have if you don't execute. So if you have an idea, make sure to actually take the trade if your confluences line up. All right, but that is it for this market analysis. I know it was a bit shorter today. Just want to show you some of the trades that I posted in the Pro Discord, and then also go over this recent Bitcoin setup here, which is obviously invalidated if we break this high right here. I hope you guys learned something. I will see you guys next video.